yeah, it's good to see some international students because I am one of them, and I will be telling my story of studying abroad from the abroad. Let's start with MSF, Médecins Sans Frontières. As most of you know it, Doctors Without Borders was where I had my service learning experience while studying abroad in Paris, fall semester 2013. According to Joseph Bové, a French farmer, politician, and syndicalist, member of the Alter Globalization movement, MSF se voit reconnu dans le plan mondial, dans le rôle de l'ONG fondamental est de servir de contre-pouvoir pour alerter les États de barrages multinationaux. I'll translate it, no worries. MSF is now recognized globally in the role of fundamental NGO to serve as a counterweight to alert states and to serve as a block to multinationals. On December 21st, 1971, a group of doctors and journalists created Médecins Sans Frontières. It would become a French-founded, now international and federal, secular humanitarian aid non-governmental organization and Nobel Peace Prize winner. I chose MSF for two reasons. One, I would like to work with any organization related to my studies. I am a student of international relations, languages, and political science, as mentioned. For example, I am interested in the projects and organizations that influence the economic and social life of people, especially in developing countries. I am fascinated by projects on which I have already read about, such as the Muhammad Yunus project in Bangladesh, the Grameen Bank, or Banker to the Poor. He was also the founder of the idea of microcredit, meaning giving credit to those who wouldn't have received it otherwise. Second, my interest in MSF is also related to my previous work experiences. These experiences include projects such as my internship in the Rio +20 Sustainability Conference in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, where I interned for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. My interests are many, but I knew that an association such as MSF, with international weight and with different concern for development, would be the best choice for me. In general, the problems of social inequality are important to me not only as a student, but in the personal level. I'm from Brazil, and when I started my work at MSF, I wanted to know more about the process of solving health issues in the international level, but also in the national level. Being a native of a rapidly developing country, lack of healthcare is one of the major problems for the population and for my country as well. I worked once a week for 4 hours during the months of September, November, and December. These 4 hours were extended. They were only 4 hours. The beginning of my work has been in the communications office of MSF in Paris, and my supervisor was Christine Dufour. I worked with her in the communications department. We chose all pictures for MSF campaigns. An example is a campaign called Doctors Without. Christine Dufour fell ill during my experience abroad, and I was placed to another office in the MSF Logistics. In MSF Logistics, I started working with Odile Verpré, Julien Dubouf, and Patricia Glusma. They were really nice people. Me and Andrea Diaz from Pomona College and another student at IES had the same job. We worked in the library and in the general organization of the logistics office in MSF. The slide shows the exact location of MSF Paris. Knowing the location of my work might help you to assimilate to my experience. My work was summarized as such. I made book kits and also some standard kits for missions, created new labels for the library, counted the inventory. At first, I thought that my work did not matter in this big association. For me, I made no difference since I was not there for making brilliant decisions like which mission should we go next or what is the mission for tomorrow. I can already say that I was wrong. Indeed, my role has not changed. I was still in the logistics department and I was still an intern or a service learner. But my eyes were open to the significance of it. I was a member of one of the most important parts of MSF. However, the part I find most interesting in my experience does not include my transportation difficulties, walking to Bastille, my stop in Saint-Savant, or billions of labels I've written, the books I have never found in stock, or workmates that I met at MSF. In fact, the most interesting part is the similarity of the small office of MSF Paris with the major offices of MSF Logistics elsewhere. In short, what is surprising to me is that MSF Paris is a microorganization that can be used to understand the macroorganization of MSF. The tip of the iceberg is MSF's missions, and the organization is its base, and what makes it unique among other organizations. Thus, this part of the presentation focuses on comparing and contrasting MSF Paris to the largest logistic site of MSF, which is MSF Bordeaux. Like MSF Bordeaux, MSF Paris also holds a pharmaceutical license that allows MSF Paris to work in the field of drug delivery. In my work with MSF, I never touched any medication because there were specific people who are in charge of this specific sector. But I saw the small suitcases with medication, and the medication is put into boxes of polystyrene, which are then put into suitcases to be sent to specific missions. Similarly, MSF Bordeaux has a pharmaceutical license which allows products to be sent to these missions as well. Like MSF Bordeaux, MSF Paris can store products for a long time. For example, in a small place at 8 Rue Saint-Sabin, MSF is in 2 different buildings and has 2 small stocks in comparison to Bordeaux. The difference between the 2 places of MSF Logistics is the magnitude of each. Today, MSF Bordeaux has nearly 20,000 items in the database and about 4,000 in stock. Approximately 3,000 of these items are medical products. The other 1,000 are medical books, etc. As Odile Verpre said, MSF Paris has not that many great things in its stock in relation to the medical products and so on. For a small logistics like MSF Paris, 600 non-medical products in stock is frankly not small at all. In other words, MSF Bordeaux is bigger in proportion to MSF Paris, thus the need of a larger amount of non-medical products in stock. These differences and similarities shows us the importance of MSF Paris logistics compared to MSF Logistics in Bordeaux. This comparison is also useful for us to understand the constantly changing importance of logistics in the history of MSF, which would be the subject of another presentation. In other words, I have been part of the significant area of MSF, also the headquarters where the Nobel Peace Prize is. Along with joining a local group which practiced Thai boxing 3 times a week, this was undoubtedly one of the most gratifying experiences of my time abroad from the abroad. The end.